Doing good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you for asking.
Thank you. Thanks for joining me for this interview.
It's a pleasure.
Okay. I have your resume in front of me, but let me tell you a little bit. Did you apply for front end or back end?
Basically, I have a great amount of experience in front end, so I would prefer front end.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And according to your resume, you're a U.S. citizen, right?
Yes, I'm US citizen.
And what is your salary range?
Okay, basically I don't have any specific number in my mind, but I am expecting between 120 to 150K.
120 to 150?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And currently you're not working, is that correct?
Yes, currently I am looking for new opportunities.
Okay, what was your last job? I'm trying to...
Yeah, I was working in Codeforce in my previous company. It was a consulting company. I provide my services to multiple clients, some national and some international clients.
I see your experience Codeforce, okay. Codeforce 360?
Yes.
Okay. And you were a front-end developer, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you use, majority of the time you use React, is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So you're a React developer.
Yes.
And are you familiar with clouds also?
Yes, a little bit.
Which one?
AWS, I am also familiar with a little bit about GCP and Azure. Not work professionally, but I can handle if there is some need.
Sure.
Yeah.
And how about databases?
Yes, I have also some experience with databases as well.
Which one you are more familiar with?
I have worked with both database, SQL and non-SQL, like MongoDB, and also SQL.
Okay. For SQL, which one did you use?
For SQL, I use PostgreSQL.
Postgres?
Yeah.
Okay. And in your last job, how big was the team that you worked with, and how did you communicate? Was it a remote job or was it on site?
Basically, it was a hybrid job. We work remotely and on office both.
Yeah, I see you live in Georgia. That's why I was asking you. And
yeah.
Your job was also in Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
And how about the previous ones in New York and other places? Are they there where you live? Did you live there, or was
yes,
it
I am
remote?
in Alien in New York.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Alien.
So you lived there? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yes, I'm saying I lived here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
No problem.
Okay. And you went
So just tell him you're located in Geo.
Your university?
Yeah, I graduated from Georgia University.
Georgia Tech, okay.
Yeah.
And your major was in computer science, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And according to your resume and your summary, you highlighted, you know React, you know Node.js, you know Nest.js.
Yes.
You're familiar with all of them, right?
Yes.
MongoDB, Postgres.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have closely worked with all backend guys, DevOps guys. I know full control of the application, but my major strong skill is on front end side.
All right. And the team, the size of the team, how big was your last job?
In my previous company, we have almost 6 to 7 developers working on a project. There were 2 front-end developers and I think one QA and two developers from backend, and there was also one DevOps.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you also work with micro front ends?
Yes, I have also worked with micro front-ends.
Can you let me ask some questions? Can you tell me what are micro front ends?
Basically, there is a concept about monorepo where we have a full chunk of code at one single place. But in micro frontends, we shift each application, like make standalone application. For example, in my previous job, we have an application where there are multiple user roles, and each user role have different layouts, and each user it acts as like independent application. So I use micro frontends with its own repository.
All right. And how did you handle the communication between micro front ends?
Okay, communication from the server.
From micro front end to micro front end.
Basically, for micro front end, it is challenge at some places because we are on different repositories. Sometimes we cannot use the state like Redux. We cannot use the component. There are some challenges we have to tackle at micro front end.
And they just communicated.
Sometimes we just use URL for some. If we need some ID or something, we use URL for a little bit communication.
Okay. But was it the API or was it some kind of other ways that you were between them they were communicating when you were using the URL?
Sometimes, let's say, we have to jump across other front end. We send an ID or some parameter in the URL that can help us to achieve our target. But most cases, I said that in micro frontend there are pros and there are also some cons as well. Communication between components is a bit challenging in micro frontend.
Okay.
Yes.
And your name is Kevin Horton, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Taking the notes for you, not for somebody else.
No problem.
Okay. Okay. And did you ever use Redux?
Yes.
Redux Toolkit?
Yes.
What did you use it for?
We use it for managing global state.
And regarding React, can you explain the virtual DOM?
Yes.
DOM?
Definitely. In React, basically, in browser we have a real DOM, that is a tree-like structure that have all the elements of a tree inside our browser. But virtual DOM is something different. It is lightweight and very fast. Whenever we write or make a state change, the React will create a full copy of the entire DOM. That is a virtual DOM. It is compared with the real DOM. It is called a diffing algorithm. So how do we achieve? We achieve that if at some place we have an element change, it only reflects that particular element into the DOM. So it will make DOM much faster. So we don't have to recreate the entire DOM. It is very costly operation,
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you manage states in React application?
Okay, basically there are two types of states. One is a local state, the other is a global state. For local state, we use a use state hook for managing in a component. It is for independent for one component, and for global state, if we need a state across multiple application, multiple components, I use a Redux for that purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are React hooks?
React hooks are basically simply functions that helps us to keep data. There are multiple hooks: use state hook, use effect hook. Each hook has its own purpose. Behind the scene, it is just JavaScript functions that return something that has some functionality.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you familiar with controlled and uncontrolled components?
Yes.
And what's the difference between them?
Okay, the control component is being controlled by the state, by the React itself. We use state to tell a component that what to write, what to display on the screen. But in uncontrolled component, it is controlled by the DOM itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you explain the event loop in JavaScript?
Yes, event loop. Event loops helps to run asynchronous tasks. JavaScript is basically a synchronous language, but the problem is we have some asynchronous tasks. So in event loop help us to run the task in behind the scene when the operation inside the call stack has some space and execution is completed for other tasks. Event loops take a pending task that is like a timer, an API, and put it back onto the call stack. So this is bridge between asynchronous tasks and the call stack.
How do you handle asynchronous operation in JavaScript?
I use promises for that purpose.
That's one of the options, yeah. Okay. In SQL, first, can you tell me the difference between SQL and NoSQL?
Okay, SQL is structured database, and non-SQL is like no structure. It is like a document. In SQL, we use table columns, and it is well structured and well organized data. But in non-SQL, like MongoDB, it is a non-structured data. It is like a document. Yes.
Okay. Can you share your screen? You are familiar with JavaScript. I'm going to give you a JavaScript problem to work on.
Okay, sure.
Can you share your entire screen with me
Sure.
on Teams? And just maximize it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maximize your Teams so we don't see anything else.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. Is it visible to you?
Yeah, but I need to see your Teams, not the...
Teams, okay, sure.
Yeah.
You can see my Teams.
Okay, that's it, yeah. Okay, stay right there. I'll put something in the chat for you,
Okay.
right? Look at it and tell me what it is. What do you think?
Okay, let me read it first. The objective is
You can read it loud, so if you're reading it incorrectly, I can tell you.
Yeah, definitely. The objective is to determine the length of longest increasing subsequence within an array. Okay, array of size n. This involves identifying the longest sequence where the elements are arranged in ascending order. Okay. That means the objective is length. Okay, we have to determine the length of increasing subsequence within an array. Okay, size is n size, and it is longest increasing subsequence for identifying longest sequence where elements are arranged in ascending order. Okay. Input array. Okay, output here 3. Explanation: the longest increasing subsequence is 3, 10, and 20 input long.
Is that clear, or do you want me to explain it to you, or can you explain it to me?
If you can explain it, it would be clear.
Okay, tell me what you think, what it is.
Okay, basically you have some algorithm question. We have to determine the longest increasing subsequence within an array. It has n size, it can be n number of elements inside the array. Okay.
So tell me what it is, why it becomes 3 for the first one.
Increasing. Okay, let me. 3, 10 to 120. Increasing subsequence. Can you explain me so that I can?
Yeah, you have an array and then the numbers are increasing. The increasing
Yes.
numbers subset of the array, you have to find that, that's all.
Okay.
And return the size of the biggest one, that's it.
Okay.
So how do you do this in JavaScript?
Okay.
Click on the link that I sent you right now, the code event. It's in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, click on it.
Yes, it is opening.
Yeah. Okay. Put your first name in there and check the box.
I have to log in.
No, just say join.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Okay, so
Okay, so on the
Let
left
me-
side, create a function for me
okay.
that if I send the array to you,
Mm-hmm.
you find the longest subsequence and you send the size of it back.
Okay.
And then you call the function and that's all it does. Yeah.
Okay, let's put some elements. What elements we use? 3, 10 to 120. 3, 10 to 120. Okay. Let me create a function. Longest subsequence.
And also make sure you don't use AI or
Yes, yes.
search engine, Google.
Yeah.
You automatically disqualify. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
Okay, let me think about the function statement. If you don't mind, I have some read again the statements.
Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
Okay, the objective is to return the length of longest size, and this involves identifying the longest sequence. Where the elements are ascending order subsequence.
So if you look at 3, it goes up to 10 and then it goes up to 20. So you're looking for the ones to go up. And then if you start from 10, and 10 goes to 20, 2 goes to 20, 1 goes to 20, and 20 by itself. So the longest one is 3, 10, 20.
Okay, the
These are all
sequence.
subsequences. sequentially the numbers are going up.
Okay, so why it started from 3?
It doesn't matter. Where do you want to set? You have to
Longest.
find the sequential numbers that are going up. You can do it from left or right, wherever you want, or middle. Yeah.
Okay. Let me think about it. These are some mind fresher things that we don't encounter daily. Okay. Okay, here now best university is 3 2. Okay, let's start something. First of all, should I consider the edge cases, like if array is empty or something? We have
Not
to-
really. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be empty. It's going to be 3 arrays that I will send you.
Okay. First of all, we should loop through the array.
Why do you loop through the array?
Yeah, to check the sequence, we have to compare elements.
Okay.
Basically,
Go ahead.
I think we need 2 loops here. Okay, let I is equal to 1 is less than nums dot length plus plus sorry. Okay. We need a second loop. Let j is equal to, okay, let's start it from index 0. Okay. J is less than I j plus plus. Okay, so in the first iteration of, let's say for example for 3, the second loop will run all the elements. Yeah, when I is at index 0, the second loop starts here and completes all the array elements. Okay, so we have to check the longest sequence. If number at position I should if nums at position I is greater than nums at position j. Okay. Next. Let's say we have to store some maximum reference value that we encounter first. Okay, I think we need a variable to store some value. Make at least a reference that we should know that which what current maximum value we have encountered. Okay, let maximum value, let max is equal to, okay, start it from 0. I have syntax error here. Okay, so compare, we have to compare maximum value. We use a math function for that purpose. Maximum values. We have to compare this value, the current value, with the value that comes inside the loop. That if which value is maximum, if a value inside the iteration is greater than this value, we will change the value. Okay, so we have to update max is equal to if you don't mind, can you tell me what JavaScript function we use for a syntax like math dot maximum or max? I am not remembering correctly.
If you type it in, it actually tells you the.
Okay, it
you
also,
can see it as max.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see. Okay, we have to put what happened is maximum value with the nums array. What is that? Index j. Okay, so in this way this value will update, and we entered in the first loop where it starts. Okay, from here. Okay, so we will update nums at index I, and as at index I is equal to maximum value plus we have to also check here. Okay, max is equal to, again we will use math.max. Okay, we use initial maximum value, and I will use okay, nums at index j. No, we are in first loop, in parent loop. We will use here this index at this index. So let me run this function. So I'm not familiar with this editor, but it's working fine. We have to run the code. Some error, nums. Okay, jobs will have to run some. So yeah, I will use let's start from okay, what I less than num start. Okay, I did not call. Why should I call num start length here? I think I need to call this thing. Cannot be property of length. Okay, yeah, I did not provide an array. Yes, sorry, my bad. Okay, it is giving undefined. Did it return something? Okay, I didn't return anything. Okay, we should return next number. Return next. Let me put outside the loop. Okay, so here it is giving me 7. That is not inside the loop actually. Okay, I think there are some bug, but I have come up some some solution at this point. Even though it's not working perfectly well, but this is my little struggle here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine.
Okay, no
So
problem.
I'm going to stop this and answer your questions if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have a question. Should I start my screen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me start sharing my screen. Okay. Basically, I have a question regarding the hiring process. How many interviews we are in the process, and what skills you are looking for a good candidate that is suitable for this job. What do you look for?
Yeah, we do 2 interviews. This interview is pre-screening, so we just want to make sure that the candidate is good enough to go to the next level interview.
Okay.
And the next level interview is going to be a panel interview. It's going to be 3-4 developers speaking with the candidate.
Okay.
And they will ask questions and give him some coding sample to do.
Okay.
And if you pass that, then that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Yes. Sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions you have?
Thank you. I'm good now.
All right. Thank you, and
Thank you.
appreciate your time, and good luck to you, and hopefully
I love
I will see you in the future.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
You take care.
Good.
Bye-bye.